This week, we are going to continue with our unit on Microsoft Word and Google Docs, and we will be doing some writing this week, but we're also going to talk about how to copy, cut, and paste. So when you're using a mouse on your computer, you have two buttons. You have the left and the right click, and you also have the center wheel, which helps you to go up and down. So we've mostly been using the left click on this side, and then we use the wheel to go up and down the page, to scroll up and down the page. Today we're going to talk about the right click. When you use the right click button, it will give you different options. And when you right click in Microsoft Word, you're going to get options like copy, cut, and paste. Okay, so you see copy, cut, and they don't have paste here, but we'll show you in Microsoft Word later. So you could also do this on an internet page as well. You get paste later after you copy or cut something. So the way that copy works is that, let's say you had wrote something down and you want to copy it. You can copy it so that you could use it again, or you could cut it, which makes it disappear, and then paste it to put it somewhere else. So let's take a look at that real quick, how we would do that in Word. So let's say I wrote, copy, okay, and I want to copy this. I want to copy where it says copy. I could highlight it, and I could click on the copy over here, and then I could go do a space, and then I could do paste, and then it goes there, right? So I get a copy, okay? Let's say I wanted to cut. I could write cut, and I can click it, and I click the scissor to cut, and I click paste, and it will go back. So let's say you were writing about, you want to put your name on something, okay? So I'm going to put my name here, and let's say I wanted to put my name somewhere else. I could highlight it, and I can go to copy, and now it does a copy. Now I have two of them, right? And I click enter, enter, I click paste, and now every time I click paste, I have my name going there. So it saves me a lot of time. The computer is going to save me a lot of time. Let's say I wanted to cut this and move it. I can go to the scissor, and I can cut it, and then I can scroll down, and then maybe I could want to paste it down here, okay? So that's how you can copy, cut, and paste. And if you don't want to use the icons up here, what you could do is you could use your mouse. So if I click my mouse, and I'm going to click on the, let me go over here. I'm going to click on the right click. Okay, so I'm going to go on the right click over here, not the left click, the right click. Okay, because in second grade we use the right click. So if I highlight it and I do right click, now I have copy, cut, and paste, right? So I could copy this, right click, copy, and then I can go down here and I can do right click and I can do paste. And same thing, you can cut them, right click, and I could do cut. And I can go, and you could still use this if you want to paste, or you could just do right click and paste. Okay, so the right click really helps us out a lot because it gives us the copy, cut, and paste, which could save us a lot of time. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to use shortcuts on the keyboard. And this depends on what type of computer you have. So if you're on a Windows computer, so people who are doing this at PS221Q, in school, we have Windows computers. So Windows computers, we're going to use the control key. If you hold down the control key and the C, you're going to get a copy. Okay, so let's take a look at that again. So I'm going to go over here. And let's say I wanted to copy this. I hold down and I highlight it. And I hold down the control key and the C, control C. And I'll delete this so that we have less of them here. And now I do control V and I paste, okay? So what I do is I hold down that control C, control and C to copy, and control V is to paste, okay? So I'll show you once again on the keyboard. I hit down the control and the C to copy, and then I do hold down the control key and the V to paste. And if I wanted to cut them, I highlight control and X. To cut, X is like a scissor, right? And control and V will give me a paste, okay? So I'll just show you one more time. To copy, I hold down the control and do the C at the same time. So two times, you do them both at the same time. Control and C to copy, and control and V to paste, and control and X is gonna cut. It's gonna cut the writing, the text, and control and V and paste. Now, if you're on a Mac computer, it's almost exactly the same, except instead of using the control, you're going to use the command key. And the command has a little bit of like, it almost looks like a butterfly in a way. Okay, so almost the same idea, except instead of control, use command on the Mac computers. Okay, so that's copy and paste. Okay, so now we're going to do our writing today, and we're going to do an assignment that helps us. That the copy, cut, and paste is going to help us. So we're going to write about our favorite movie today. So I'm going to change my size. I change my font. You pick a font that you like, and then you could change your color, and I could center it. This is just reviewing all the things we did. I write my favorite movie. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the left again, and I make it a little smaller. Maybe I'll make it a little like 16. And I click tab to go to the center. I could say my favorite movie is Spider-Man. Now here's the part, oh, sorry about that movie. And then I could do a little enter to make it more space. Now here's where you could use copy and cut and paste again. I want to talk about Spider-Man now, and also when you use a movie, what you could do is you could underline it, or you could use italics for a movie. So if you have a movie, you could use the italics, or you could use underline, and that's what we do for a title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Spider-Man here. So I could do right click, oh, sorry about that. I could do right click, and I could do copy, or what I could use is I could just use the copy of here. And now when I want to write Spider-Man, I don't have to type it again. I could just say Spider-Man is, and I just have to take off the italics. Okay, because you only do the title in italics. Is a very fun movie. I love how and I'm going to write Spider-Man, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do paste to save myself time. I love how Spider-Man is able to save the day. He is very quick and funny, and is my favorite superhero. And you go say, I also like, how about Batman? Okay. So here I have a simple paragraph about Spider-Man, and I could even add, a little bit more if I would like. I could say, of all the, and I'm going to do Spider-Man again. I could do paste, of all the Spider-Man, I take the italics off, Spider-Man movies, the first one is my favorite. Okay, my favorite. Okay, so you see we write about our favorite movie, and I can use the copy, cut, and paste to save myself time. Okay, so maybe if I made a mistake and I wanted to, move this, let's just hypothetically I wanted to move this, I could cut this, and then I could do, I used the shortcut. I used the shortcut up here, the Control and the X, and I could move it if I needed to. Now I don't need to move it, so I'll just paste it back. But the copy, cut, and paste helps us because it allows us to save time, because I could just copy the word over again. So let's say I want to put Spider-Man again. I could go like this and highlight it, and I could copy it. Then I could just go down here if I wanted to put down here, and I could paste it. Okay, so after you write your paragraph, you can add in a border if you'd like. So on my computer, I have Design Page Border, and I can go to Box, and I can pick my color that I like. And you could change if you want a different one. Maybe I'll make it red for Spider-Man. And then I'd like you also to add in a photo. So I go Insert, Insert Pictures, Online Pictures. Okay, so once again, Insert, Pictures, Online Pictures. Maybe a little different for you. And I put in Spider-Man. Now I got my Spider-Man in here. I click it and do Insert. Okay, so I have that in here. Okay, now if you have Google Docs and you don't have Microsoft Word, it's very similar how you could do it in Google Docs. Now what I'll do is I'll copy this, and I'm going to do the Control and C to copy this. And now when I go to Google Docs, what I'm going to do is in the assignment here, I'm going to do Add or Create a Doc. Now, the right click on the mouse may not work with Google Docs for you. You may have to use these shortcuts. So I'm going to do Control and V. Control and V. Now I have my writing in here for my favorite movie. So if I want to do copy and cut with Spider-Man, let's say I want to do Batman again, I could click over here. It may not do it properly with the copy here. If I do this here, let's see if it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. I do copy, and I could do paste. Right, they want me to use the command. So I'm on a Mac, so I'd have to do Command V. If you're in a Windows, you do Control V. So what you do is you use the shortcut. So if you don't remember them, you can look over here where you have paste and copy, and you just highlight what you want, and you're going to use those shortcuts. So if you're on a Windows, you do Control and C. If you're on a Mac, you do Command and C. So the Command and C, and then I could go down here and I could do Control V or Command V to do our paste. Okay, so here's our shortcuts again if anybody wants to see it. And then again, just to review, if I want to add in a photo, you can insert image. And you have, if you have one, you could add it, or you could search the web, put in Spider-Man, put it in there, insert. Okay, so here's our Spider-Man photo. If you want to make it smaller, you could make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so that's our assignment on your favorite movie. And then what you could do when you're done, if you're in Google Docs, you can do turn in. And you can add your work there, and you click turn in. If you were in Microsoft Word, you could do add or create, and then add or create a file, and then find your work and drag it in here. So the big takeaway from this week is I want everyone to make sure that they know how to copy, cut, and paste. And we'll review how to use a center title and to change our font and color, and 3 to 5 really good sentences on your favorite movie.